Welcome back to the English Unlocked podcast. I'm your host, Mia, and with me today, as always, is the wonderful Leo.
Hey everyone, great to be back, Mia, and I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something truly universal, something that connects people across cultures and languages.
Absolutely, Leo. Today, we're diving into how to talk about hobbies in English, especially for our beginner listeners. You know, when you're just starting out in a new language, striking up a conversation can feel daunting. But talking about hobbies, it's like finding a secret key to unlock connections.
It really is. Think about it. When you meet someone new, whether you're traveling, at a language exchange event, or even just online, asking about their interests is such a natural, friendly way to start. It goes beyond the basic, "Hello, how are you?" and allows you to learn about their personality and what makes them tick.
Exactly. And for our beginner listeners, the beauty of talking about hobbies is that you don't need incredibly complex grammar or an extensive vocabulary to get started. You just need a few key phrases, and we're going to break those down today.
So let's jump right in. Mia, what's the most straightforward way to ask someone about their hobbies?
The simplest and most direct way is, of course, what are your hobbies? But sometimes people might feel a bit put on the spot with such a direct question, or they might not even think of their favorite activities as hobbies. So I often suggest a slightly broader question. What do you like to do in your free time? Or what do you do for fun?
Those are great alternatives. What do you do in your free time feels very natural. You can also be a little more informal and say, got any cool hobbies? Or what do you usually get up to on the weekends? These are perfect for a casual chat.
Yes, context is everything. If you're in a more formal setting, what are your hobbies is perfectly fine. But with friends or someone you're getting to know, those more relaxed phrases work wonders. Now, once you've asked, how do you answer? Leo, let's say someone asks you, what do you like to do in your free time?
Okay, well, I have a few. I might say in my free time, I really enjoy hiking, or I like to read a lot. You see, you can use I enjoy followed by the aim form of the verb, or I like to followed by the base verb. Both are correct and very common.
Fantastic examples. So I enjoy cooking, or I like to cook. I enjoy painting, or I like to paint. It's that simple. You can also say, my hobbies are, and then list them. For example, my hobbies are photography and playing the guitar.
Exactly. And don't forget some slightly more expressive phrases. For instance, I'm really into, or I'm a big fan of. So I could say, I'm really into video games, or I'm a big fan of classical music. These show a bit more enthusiasm.
Oh, I'm really into is a great one for showing genuine interest. So, now we've asked and answered, but a conversation isn't just one question and one answer, is it? It's a back and forth. How do we keep the conversation flowing, especially when talking about hobbies?
That's where follow-up questions come in. These are crucial. If someone says, I enjoy hiking, you could ask, oh, that sounds interesting. Where do you usually go hiking? Or, how long have you been doing that? Or even, what do you like most about it? These show you're listening and genuinely curious.
Those are brilliant, Leo. Asking what do you like most about it allows the other person to share their passion and gives you more context. They might say, I love being out in nature, or it's a great way to clear my head. This is where you start to really connect.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to ask for a little more detail. If they say, I like playing sports, you could ask, which sports do you play? If they mention cooking, you could say, oh, what kind of food do you like to cook? Or, do you have a favorite dish to make?
And it's also a fantastic way to learn new vocabulary, isn't it? If someone talks about their hobby of pottery, you might learn words like clay, wheel, or glaze. If they're into bird watching, you'll hear about binoculars and different bird species. It's an organic way to expand your English lexicon.
It definitely is. I remember once, I asked a friend what her hobby was, and she said she was into urban gardening. I had to ask what urban gardening meant, and she explained how she grows vegetables on her small city balcony. It was fascinating, and I learned a new phrase.
That's a perfect example, Leo. And it highlights another point for our beginner listeners. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification if you don't understand a word. It's a natural part of learning. You can say, "Sorry, what does urban gardening mean?" Or could you explain that word?
Right. It shows you're engaged, not that you're lacking. It's all part of the process. And another great aspect is talking about why you enjoy a hobby. Let's hear from our friend Sarah, who sent in a quick voice note about her hobby.
Hi, Mia and Leo. My name is Sarah. One of my favorite hobbies is painting with watercolors. I really enjoy it because it helps me relax and clear my mind after a busy week. It's also a way for me to express my creativity, and I love seeing the beautiful colors blend together on the paper. I find it very calming. Thanks, Sarah. That was lovely. See how she explained why she enjoys painting? She used phrases like, "It helps me relax," "clear my mind," and "express my creativity." These are excellent ways to add depth to your answer.
Exactly. You can also say, "I like it because it challenges me," if it's something like learning a new instrument or a sport. Or it's a great way to meet new people for social hobbies like joining a sports team or a book club.
So to recap, our key phrases for asking are, what are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time? What do you do for fun? And for answering, I enjoy plus inning. I like to plus verb. I'm really into. And to keep the conversation going, where do you do that? How long have you been doing it? What do you like most about it? And why do you like it?
Perfect summary, Maya. And just a couple of final tips for our beginner listeners. First, don't feel like your hobby needs to be something grand or unique. Watching movies, listening to music, cooking simple meals, going for walks. These are all valid and interesting hobbies to talk about.
That's such an important point, Leo. Many beginners get stuck thinking their interests aren't interesting enough for conversation. But any interest is a window into your world, and it's a fantastic opportunity to practice your English. Second, listen actively. Pay attention to what the other person says. It's not just about what you want to say.
And finally, don't be afraid to make mistakes. The goal is connection, not perfection. The more you talk about your hobbies, the more comfortable you'll become, and the more fluent your responses will get.
So, to quickly reiterate the main points from today's chat, start with simple questions like, what do you do in your free time? Then answer clearly using I like to or I enjoy. And critically, remember to ask follow-up questions like, what do you enjoy most about it? To really build that connection. Hobbies are your personal stories, and sharing them is a wonderful way to practice English and meet new people.
Absolutely, Mia. It's all about making that personal connection. Don't just list, describe. Explain why you love what you do, and ask others to do the same. It turns a simple exchange into a meaningful conversation, even with beginner English.
Fantastic advice, Leo. And that wraps up another episode of English Unlocked. Thank you for joining us today. And to all our listeners, go out there and talk about your amazing hobbies.
Yeah, tell someone about what you love doing. We'll catch you next time.